2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to 2K Sports. We're already getting the feel for this new NBA season. Taking it all in with me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Moments away, it'll be the Indiana Pacers going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves at Target Center. Well, for Minnesota, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And for Minnesota fans, after years of waiting, they finally have something to be excited about. The young Timberwolves are on the rise, Jet.
Maybe the best collection of young talent in the league. Possibly.
Could be.
Tremendous athleticism on the wings, excellent low post play, and they're an exciting team.
And you know, they got a very respected head coach in Tom Thibodeau. You know, he will demand the best out of them. Nowhere to go but up, Ernie.
Yeah, well, we could go to courtside. That's another place we could go.
Is that up?
Yeah, that's where Kevin Harlan is.
He's
Well,
down,
he must
actually.
be up there.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you all the action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Doris Burke. And we've got David Aldridge on the sideline. We'll see the Indiana Pacers taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. And, of course, the big news. Karl Anthony Towns out with the injury.
Kevin, he went down that last game, and he's not available tonight. But from the injury report, doesn't look like he's going to miss an extended period.
Let's get a nice clean game, huh?
So Indiana wins the tip. Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. Young and Turner up front. Lance Stevenson is out there with Collison. And it's Bogdanovich in at the small forward.
How about that? He's 7 feet tall. And Miles Turner, because of that ability to move in any direction at any moment, is a big-time problem inside.
The Pacers shooting their first free throw tonight.
And a season ago at the charity stripe, this is a group that shot an impressive 81%.
One shot.
On the free throw, no good. And Miles Turner, Doris, one of the league's best shot blockers.
He really is, Kev. Top 5 in that category starting in his 2nd season. The quickness and long arms give him all the necessary tools.
Looking at the last game for the Timberwolves, it was a loss to Oklahoma City.
And offensively, that night, it seemed like anytime they took one step forward, they'd end up taking 2 steps back.
It didn't seem, Greg, like they ever got any rhythm on the offensive end. They were in a hurry to get their shots off. Really difficult to win that way.
Here's Muhammad. Thaddeus Young picking up that last basket. Jang, no luck. Stevenson with it. Butler covering. And the dunk by Muhammad.
Well, attacks the defense, attacks the 10. Muhammad pushing the action.
We're about 1 minute into the first. And here are the Pacers now. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And, guys, we often hear the argument offense is the best defense, and that was the case for them.
Well, you can't really argue when they're executing like that. It was really perfect offense.
For Minnesota, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. T kicks to Muhammad. Bogdanovich grabs the miss.
Boy, not enough spring in his step on the way to the cup. He actually short arms that layup.
Feeds it to Stevenson. It's tipped. Here's Collison. 14 points from him the last game against Miami.
I love that he sacrificed his body over and over. His persistence at getting to the free throw line really paid off for them.
So it's the Timberwolves now. Zhang, the pass to Teague. The shot, no good. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way.
Well, they're simply having trouble getting their legs underneath them, right? They're just 1 for 5 to start things off.
And, guys, this is what you like to see early on, gaining a little confidence from range.
Right. You like the mindset so far, Greg. If you give them room to drain it, they'll do just that.
Now here's Zhang. He's coming off a 13-point game against Oklahoma City.
And don't forget about the 2 blocks. He really changed the game for his team on the defensive side.
Now, here is Young. Jeff Teague unable to get his shot to go. And that one drops.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
He kicks to Muhammad. They need this. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
Well, that's a rugged finish right there by Muhammad. Takes a hit, able to convert.
Just getting our feet wet here in the early season. But Doris, for the talented teams that aren't coming together yet, how long do you think before they have to make some adjustments?
Well, I certainly don't think you take any observation you've made in the first 20 of the games of the season and run with it. It's such a short span of time to evaluate. And again, you may be having players who are not 100% healthy or are not quite in NBA game shape yet because of whatever occurred in the offseason. So I would think decisions are not made in the NBA in terms of, okay, do we need to make a trade? Do we need to adjust starters versus those who are coming? Think in terms of decision making.
Missed inside. Indiana leading by 6. Stevenson outside. Shot off the screen. The putback. Rebound by Aldridge. The Timberwolves have gone just 2 of 8 shooting so far, just 25%. Young with the steal. Collison against Teague. Puts one up from 19. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Butler against Stevenson. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
Boy, how about the quick hops to power through that throwdown? That is really nicely done.
Pacers have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I spoke briefly with Nate McMillan. He said even though this was their first meeting of the year, he did not expect there to be a feeling out period between these teams. He said, we have a group of guys who can score and do it in a hurry. We're going to go right at them and test their
not getting their offense going early on.
And I think that's the right call, guys. Get that rhythm established.
Yeah, that's an important. Got to set the tone with a level of aggression on the offensive end.
Now here's Collison. Bogdanovich missing his last shot. Good, and the assist goes to Collison. And it's 6 points for Bojan Bogdanovich.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Zhang, a screen. T kicks to Muhammad. Pass to Butler. There's the screen. Over Young. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
Boy, Butler took a pretty good hit there, but has the strength and the coordination to finish it. That's pretty.
Here's Collison, and that one is off. So Minnesota will take it the other way. This their first chance this season playing the Pacers.
Yeah, and for two squads that don't know each other all that well, this should be an intriguing battle.
Right. In a matchup where you don't see the opponent often, there should be a lot of surprises. I don't know what to expect.
Pacers leading by 7. Outside, Bogdanovich. And the pass to Collison. Turner with a screen on Teague. Here's Collison. No good on that one. Great D that time from Teague. Now here comes Teague leading the break. And Jeff Teague coming over to the Timberwolves in free agency. Greg, the team felt he was the perfect fit.
You know, and it seemed for a while the Wolves had wanted to kind of mix things up at that point guard position. And you knew they had someone in mind when they dealt both Rubio and Dunn in the offseason. Teague was their man all along.
The first one falls.
And Kevin, this is why Teague is such a valuable player. You know, he's a solid shooter from anywhere, so he's able to space the defense. He can, with his handle, get inside the paint. There's a lot to like about Jeff Teague.
And Indiana making a change here. Joseph's checked in. And so Teague gets 2 free throws.
You know, with the influx of talent that the Wolves have had the last handful of years, they feel a pressure to win. Fans are wondering when all that talent will mature for this group.
And Stevenson picks up the...
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established.
And here is Teague. Here's Muhammad. And the 3-ball is good. Muhammad's got 8. And the Timberwolves, Doris, with the longest playoff drought in the league.
Well, and Kevin, I think you have seen tremendous growth with this team the last few years. But remember, they're in the unforgiving Western Conference. I think they believe the infusion of veteran talent gives them an opportunity to make the leap and get to the postseason.
Here's Teague. Thaddeus Young picking up that last basket. Butler on the wing. Jang, a screen.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Shot from 16. Stevenson can't hit. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. The kick out to Teague. His 3-pointers off the mark.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
And that one, good.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. And you see Bogdanovich, 6'8" at times, listed at shooting guard. GA, is he a 2?
No. If anything, I think he's often better defending power forwards than he is against the wings, in part because you're not going to look to post that position in the way the game is played today. This guy is skilled and tough, but doesn't have the great foot speed defensively, so I think that's to his advantage to guard those guys.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. It's stolen by Jefferson. Here's Leaf, and he slams it one-handed.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Here's Patton. Coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. Gibson the screen. Here's Jones. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Doris, with so many one-and-dones entering the NBA, do you think expectations are too high for these guys, especially from the fans?
I don't, Kevin. I think it depends on the talent that we're talking about. You know, I know Joel Embiid is a guy who didn't necessarily start right away, but when he was finally able to be healthy, it certainly didn't take him long to become a factor on the NBA level. No, I don't think the expectations are too high. I think these guys are accustomed to expectations, and frankly, their personal expectations are probably higher than ours.
I mean, look at the elite of these high school kids who have been playing like in front of big crowds on a big stage for so long. It's second nature to them, don't you think?
No doubt about it, Kevin.
First free throw is good. And so Jones nails both of them.
Well, last season, the Pacers had hoped to push the pace a bit more, right? The ever-popular pace and space offense. Not sure they had as much success as they had hoped for.
Now, here's Joseph. Pass to Sabonis. From about 16, Minnesota with the rebound.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
And McMillan's teams in Portland had been slow it down, half-court teams, not known for pushing that tempo.
No, but with the roster he has for this group, a lot of quickness and slashing ability, they must push the tempo, right? Get more easy buckets in transition.
Here's Joseph following the score by Taj Gibson. There's a screen by Robinson. Off the screen. They get it back. Leaf. It's tipped. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. On defense, Minnesota. 4-point game. Joseph, that's good.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Gibson with the screen on Joseph. Here's Crawford. Sinks the 15-footer. Crawford's got his first 2 points of the night. Pacers leading by 4. And Joseph kicks to Sabonis. Screen by Jefferson. Now on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
For Indiana, they have shot just 1 free throw, missing that one earlier.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw good. Sabonis. And for all their youth and players who can get out and run, this Timberwolves team, Doris, near the bottom of the league in terms of pace.
Well, I think they want to take any easy transition scores they can get, but otherwise they're going to look to set it up, because this is how Coach Tom Thibodeau has always done things. It's an offensive approach that has worked for them.
Now, here is Robinson, following the miss by Taj Gibson. Crawford with the steal. Jones in the post. He's covered by Joseph. And here's Brown outside. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Joseph with the ball. Pass to Sabonis. They set the screen. Here's Robinson. The rebound by Patton. Timberwolves trail by 7. Crawford outside. Outside, Jones. From past the arc. Kept alive, Minnesota. And Patton gets it to go.
I'll tell you, this guy does some tough work on the glass. Battles as hard as anybody for those second chance opportunities.
Pass to Leaf. Here's Sabonis. He's covered by Brown. Here's Jefferson. Uses the glass to drop it in. And the Pacers lead by 7.
Well, his entire career, Al Jefferson has been a high percentage scorer. He is so good at establishing deep position.
Outside, Jones. Left side, Gibson. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Crawford.
Well, you look at the Pacers, one of the better teams in field goal percentage last season, but their overall offensive efficiency lagged behind. The problem, not enough threes and not enough free throws, and those extra points make a difference.
And that one falls for Jamal Crawford. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Indiana leading by 6. Now the pass to Sabonis. 44 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Now the Pacers last season, Doris, top 5 in both free throw percentage and three-point percentage. Is the solution simply to get more of those shots?
Well, it certainly couldn't hurt if those are areas of strength, but you wouldn't mind seeing some drive and kick, attack the paint, and create those open three-point looks.
The Timberwolves have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7. Free throw good from Brown. And the Pacers with the longest standing ownership in the NBA.
And that's a lot to be proud of for Pacers fans. I mean, Indiana, a state that loves basketball. And the Pacers haven't won fewer than 32 games since 1989. So they're always in the fold in terms of being competitive.
The shot's good from Leaf. Leaf's got his second bucket tonight. Now here's Jones. Gibson the screen. From downtown. Here's Patton. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And now that we've gotten a chance to see it in slow-mo, I think the ruling has to be that he did not beat the buzzer with that shot.
And it looks like they got it right this time. No basket. The clock had expired while the ball was still in his hands.
Yeah, and even if they don't show it, I know the refs are proud of themselves after a replay proves them right. They're like, see, we had it right all along. So good call, fellas.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. Pacers lead by 5. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And a guy who seems to improve every season, Jimmy Butler. He spoke with us about one of his biggest surprises.
It's crazy because I never thought that anybody would be preparing to guard me night in and night out. But they do. I have to learn to cope with that and still find a way to be successful on both ends of the floor. And it's a learning curve for me also, but I'm figuring it out.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player, and if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Pacers so far, guys.
Tough defense throughout that first period, and it's really paying dividends.
Well, I think there's a level of physicality with them right now and not allowing the opponent to feel comfortable getting into their heads just a bit.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Minnesota, we've got Crawford. Patton out there with Taj Gibson. Then it's Jones. And it's Brown in at the small forward position. Passes it to Patton. Back to Crawford. Shot clock at 5. Crawford missing again.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
It's stolen by Jones. From about 19 feet. Bank shot, no good.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
Doris, looking at the rich history of the NBA, seeing how it's evolved over time, what do you think have been some of the biggest changes from decade to decade as the game has evolved?
Well, for me, my fandom of the NBA began in the great Celtics-Lakers rivalries with the great players like Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Worthy McHale. You know, it's always been a stars league. I think it remains as such. You can move to the 90s in the Eastern Conference with the Indiana Pacers, New York Knicks rivalries. The thing that's remained the same are the stars. Style of play, obviously, is drastically different. The athletes are getting bigger, faster, stronger. Analytics increasingly playing a part. Listen, the game is in a constant state of evolution. Like Kevin Harlan, the game gets better with age.
Oh, man. Thanks, Doris. And Doris, as many NBA teams are doing, the Minnesota Timberwolves now have their own G League affiliate.
Well, and to me, this is a smart move by the organization, Kev, because it gives them a lot of flexibility in how they develop players. It's a very useful tool given their young talent. Only positives have come from teams purchasing G League affiliates.
Timberwolves trail by 6. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Crawford dishes to Brown. Pass to Patton. Gibson in the post. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Gibson's got 4 points in the quarter.
If Taj Gibson gets around the rack, you understand this guy is going to make an opportunity.
Pass to Leaf. There's a screen by Robinson. Jones against Collison. Jefferson setting the pick for Collison. And finished off by Collison.
Shot's good.
Don't you love how Jefferson sets good, hard picks without fouling? He's almost 290 pounds. Good luck running into that.
Well, Darren Collison going through the free agency process this last summer. Greg, Indiana jumped at the chance to add him to the roster.
Yeah, and with Collison and his ability to play in so many ways, that is what made teams go after him. He doesn't always take a big signing to change the complexity of a team. Getting solid contributors like Collison go a long way in building the foundation of a team.
One shot.
Collison no good on the free throw.
I love the complementary aspect of this group now. You know, you've got the young talent, but you've brought in some veteran leadership here for the Timberwolves. The duo of Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns kind of gave the confidence to them to go out and acquire a superstar in his prime like Jimmy Butler.
The kick out to Young. Here's Stevenson. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Timberwolves trail by 6. Here's Butler, and slam dunk by Butler.
Well, a point guard must understand window of opportunity, and Jeff Teague specializes in exactly that.
And Greg, the core of this Timberwolves team is Wiggins and Towns. And, you know, rarely do you get to see 2 #1 overall picks team up early in their careers.
And how about back-to-back years, no less. But I consider Jimmy Butler kind of a foundational piece as well. He's in the conversation for the best shooting guard in our league.
Count that bucket.
Well, this to me is one of the best aspects of Teague's game. He is an exceptional catch-and-shoot guy.
And Young kicks to Collison. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
There he is, showing off his low post skills. Go to work, young man.
Now T. He dishes it to Butler. Over Stevenson. Jang, no luck. Indiana leading by 4. Collison with it. Butler covering. Collison gets a wide open look. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Collison's got 6.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
T kicks to Butler. Dishes it to Aldridge. Back to Butler. Over Stevenson, and Butler gets it to go on the assist by Aldridge. That's now 8 points for Butler.
And sometimes we've got to give credit to the Butler, refining his mid-range Jimmy, doing work.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Turner. Butler passes to Jang, and that one is good. Now just a 2-point Pacer lead.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
To the paint, and it's Turner finishing it off.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. T kicks to Butler. Here's Muhammad. Teague a screen on Bogdanovich. He used that pick just right. And that's now 10 points for Shabazz Muhammad.
I think that's one thing that helps Muhammad inside against intense defensive pressure, that 7-foot wingspan.
Collison dishes to Bogdanovich.
Oh, he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. That was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment. Here's Collison. He has 6. Sinks the three-pointer. Now it's a 7-point Indiana lead.
You know, after not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation.
T kicks to Muhammad. Poke loose. Here is Stevenson. A 20-point game for him in the win against the Heat in Miami.
And you know, he was getting fouled time and time again and really delivered at the free throw line. Huge contribution there, guys.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations, Tom Thibodeau, says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drive. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything. Free throw, good Butler. And Indiana opting to trade Paul George this summer. Doris, never easy to let a superstar go.
No, it isn't, Kevin, but with Paul George looking to contend for a title and increasingly voicing his dissatisfaction, it was probably the right choice, because you don't want to lose him next summer and get nothing in return.
And so Butler nails both of them.
I think it's best to avoid putting this guy at the line if possible, but that's obviously easier said than done.
Young sets a screen for Collison. Goes up at the stripe. Here's Turner, and Aldridge sends it back.
No, we see it here. On a per-minute basis, Aldridge has been one of the league's best shot blockers.
Teague the pass to Aldridge. Stolen by Collison. And now the fast break. Stevenson with the ball. The Pacers shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Lance Stevenson. Doris, it's been said that you started playing basketball in the 2nd grade. How did your love of this sport become so evident so early?
Yeah, you know, I moved to the Jersey Shore when I was 7 years old. There was a park right next door. And, you know, I'm the last of 8 kids. My family didn't have a ton of money, but boy, all I needed was a rim and a basketball, and I could spend 6, 7, 8 hours. My mother used to call me back in from the park to have lunch or dinner. I just spent my entire childhood on the hard court next door dribbling away.
Were you naturally good at it, or did you feel like you had to work at it, or did you just feel like I got a knack for this?
No, I think, you know, obviously when you play the game from 7 years old, you pick up on a lot of the nuance, and as in anything, you have to work hard at something to be good at it. And
right.
It didn't feel like work because I love basketball.
It shows even now. A floater, and Aldridge sends it back. T kicks to Muhammad. Right side, Butler. Young with the steal. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. Bogdanovich with it. Now defended by Muhammad. And there's the call on Shabazz Muhammad. That's his first foul. Joseph, he's checked in for Darren Collison. Stevenson against Butler. Young, a screen on Butler. Clock at 6. Bogdanovich wide open. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
The defense not doing its job there. Left him wide open, and I'm sure he's kicking himself for not cashing in. Boy, he's so used to having a hand in his face that I think it caught him off guard to be that wide open.
And you know what? He had to clear some space for himself to get that rebound. Not an easy one there among the big boys.
Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for the Timberwolves.
And really, the long ball hadn't been a big factor for him. Not a lot of attempts, not a lot of makes either. Nothing wrong, though, with probing inside on days when the shots aren't falling.
The dish to Young. Wants to get it to Turner, and does. Back to Young. He feeds it to Joseph. Lets it go from deep. A nice shot by Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Boy, Bogdanovich with the distance delivery. How about that effortless shooting motion?
Butler kicks to Zhang. Back to Butler. Stolen by Stevenson. And now the fast break. Stevenson with the ball. Here's Young. And the rejection by Zhang.
Well, the timing, a very natural aspect of what Gorgui Zhang does on the defensive end.
Here's Joseph. There's the basket, and make it a double-digit lead. Joseph's got 6 points.
Boy, excellent team basketball. Use the screen to free himself up and drill the jump shot.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
I'll tell you, Gorgui Zhang is improving and becoming a value at the center spot with all that length. He challenges shots. He's got a nice face-up touch. There's a lot to like with this guy.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Jefferson's checked in for Turner. Sabonis comes in for Thaddeus Young. Leaf checked in for Bogdanovich. Robinson is subbed in for Lance Stevenson. And here is Gibson. He has 6. The feed now to Jones. Over Joseph. Jones, no luck. And with Zhang's length and touch, you feel comfortable playing him at either the 4 or the 5. And also versatile enough, Doris, to play as a starter or off the bench.
Right. It's hard to find a big man who does as much as Gorgui Zhang. He doesn't necessarily dominate in one area, but this guy always finds a way to contribute.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. The Timberwolves have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws. And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
Here's Jefferson, and the dunk by Jefferson.
But Kevin, Al Jefferson not known as a dunker, but what he is known for is finishing around the bucket as he does there.
The pass to Patton. Crawford outside. Passes to Patton. Just 5 to shoot. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
All right, a chance to see some stats for Joseph, how he performed last season. Put up about 9 points per, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And when he takes over at the point, he really keeps the offense flowing.
Well, this is a guy who brings a solid skill set. Excellent ball handler, high level of playmaking, the perfect backup point.
Here's Leaf. He's covered by Brown. Jefferson, a screen on Jones. Here's Leaf. And it's Robinson with the jam.
And Kevin, plays like that are really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Look at them. They are really into it.
The other bench deflated because that was a rough sequence for the defense. They hated to give up those points, but did nothing to stop it.
Gibson dishes to Crawford. Crawford missing again.
You know, they're trying to battle back, but he's missing shots this period.
Pass to Leaf. Robinson against Brown. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
The Pacers have shot 3 of 7 at the foul line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
He does a great job of drawing contact and getting himself to the line, something he didn't do in the first period.
Robinson hits them both. .23 seconds left to play here in the half. Jones with it. Over in the corner, Brown. Kicks it to Gibson. Here's the screen. And the defense really pressing up on him. Made that a tough shot. And so it's the Indiana Pacers looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll return shortly.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
The first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken,
as we break down the action. For the Pacers, the first quarter was pretty even. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period. That's something they can hang their hat on. The second quarter got a lot more exciting for them as they were putting up big numbers and find themselves way out in front here at the half. And Shaq, what did you see out there from the Pacers?
Well, the perimeter shooting is the reason they're ahead. I think we'll probably see more of that in the second half, especially if they can stay hot. Man, that's so hot, I got to take my suit off.
Kenny, let's get your input on the Timberwolves.
they need to break it down. And I look at the individual areas that they're struggling, like they're getting pounded. I mean pounded, Ernie, on the boards. That's a hustle stat.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We'll see you later.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. You look at Jimmy Butler. He's really been playing well.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous.
Timberwolves trail by 13. And, Greg, you wouldn't expect it from a Coach Thibodeau team, but defense was an issue for the Timberwolves last year.
And the Wolves brought in Butler to help with offense, but more importantly, his defense. And Butler, familiar with what Thibs likes to do on both ends of the floor, has the leadership the team needs, particularly on the defensive end.
And on the floor for Nate McMillan starting the second half. Young and Turner up front. Collison is out there with Lance Stevenson, and it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 spot. That one good for 2.
Maybe one of those unconscious scoring nights for Muhammad. He has the skill set to do it.
Stevenson kicks to Collison. Right side Turner. Baseline jumper. The shot's good. Collison making the play. Collison's got 3 assists in the game. Timberwolves shooting around 40% from the floor here. Feeds it to Butler. Here's Teague. Pacers with the rebound. Stevenson's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
A putback.
Well, you've got to look at this guy's shooting as one of the main reasons they've been able to build this lead.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And Butler, here we go, goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Butler's got 14 points.
Well, this is where Butler loves to get to work. Just challenges the heart of this defense.
Pacers leading by 13. Collison kicks to Stevenson. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Stevenson, a screen on Muhammad. Here's Bogdanovich. Rebound by Aldridge.
Well, that's tough defense in the paint, harassing him every step of the way.
Here's Teague. That doesn't go in either for Teague.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
It's amazing the success they've had with him shooting this way. 0 for the night.
Right wing. For 3. Connects from 3-point range. He's got 7.
And this is Jeff Teague's go-to shot. I mean, he's a deadly 3-point shooter who never hesitates.
Turner with the screen for Bogdanovich. Shoots over Muhammad. A nice shot by Bogdanovich. And the Timberwolves call time here. Rumors about Butler being traded from Chicago were circulating last season. Draft day comes around, and the Minnesota Timberwolves made their move, Greg, to acquire him.
Yeah, and the more you look at it, the trade looks great for Butler and the Wolves. Reunites him with Coach Thibodeau, joins an incredibly young core in Towns and Wiggins, and the sky's the limit, I think, for this young Wolves team. And let's quickly take a look at some stats for Teague. Good season for him last year. 7th in assists, and he'd make you pay every time he went to the line. Top 20 in free throw percentage.
And his floor awareness was impeccable last season. As you mentioned, top 10 in assists. Just does a great job of getting everyone involved. Here's Butler. And Stevenson pulls it in.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Outside Teague. Back to Jang. That's good, and so Teague with the assist.
Well, you can see that Gorgui Zhang takes that long frame and adds tons of muscle, now able to weather the contact.
With the teardrop, and Aldridge sends it back. Teague kicks to Butler. That one off the back iron and out.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
And Young now, top of the key. Collison for 3. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
Yeah, Kev, Thaddeus Young is a Swiss Army knife, a multi-talented guy who can pass the basketball.
T kicks to Butler. Muhammad on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Kept alive. The shot, no good. Indiana leading by 13. Here's Bogdanovich. Here's Stevenson, and Butler sends it back.
Boy, though he'll never be a blocks leader, Butler has the size and hops to do more of this.
For Indiana, they have gone 5 of 9 at the line.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Lance Stevenson. Doris, I've heard you talk often about instituting a play clock from the very beginnings of someone learning the game of basketball.
Kevin, I think this is absolutely critical to the future of the game of basketball here in the United States, because the Europeans right now, from the formative stages, from the youngest someone picks up the game of basketball, play under duress of the shot clock. And the reason that's important is you must be a three-tool player to play under duress of the shot clock, meaning you've got to be a triple threat. You've got to be able to pass it, dribble it, and shoot it. And to do that with the pressure of a shot clock leaning in on you from those earliest moments is significant. And I know I have the backing of guys like R.C. Buford and Rick Carlisle. They believe, more important than me, intelligent basketball people believe that in the United States, we must institute a shot clock from the time guys and young women pick up the game.
Turner passes to Collison. Turner with a screen on Teague. The offensive rebound goes back up, and the rejection by Jang. Bogdanovich against Muhammad. Turner with the steal. Now here's Stevenson. Turner with a screen on Butler. Here's Stevenson. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Stevenson's got 5 now. Timberwolves trail by 16. Teague dishes to Jang. They set the pick. Here's Butler. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be Lance Stevenson.
Well, this to me is the problem with defending Butler. He typically takes it so strong, it's hard not to bite on that pump fake.
And watching Jimmy Butler, he just offers so much on offense from a scoring standpoint. You know, obviously he can get to the rack and draw the defense to him. Also really improved his ability to knock it down from beyond. Just a complete offensive player.
First free throw is good. And Greg, as you said, Butler is a threat to score from any part of the floor.
It's a bit of a dying art, though, hitting that mid-range jump shot. Butler also does a great job of getting to the line. That's increased over the course of his career. Just a well-rounded offensive player.
And so Butler nails both of them.
Well, listen, Kev, we know this. Getting to the line has become such a big part of Jimmy Butler's game. I can't help but admire how he has put together a complete package of an NBA game. It's really a thing of beauty.
Here's Collison, and Aldridge sends it back. And they'll keep possession. Minnesota calls timeout.
Definitely not pleased with their rebounding at the defensive end. The number of putbacks they've allowed has been terrible. I'm sure that's what he's going to address during this timeout.
Boy, guys, such a rare combination, right? A great shot blocker who can also make threes. And if you think back to that 2015 draft, 3 kinds of those players entered the league. Karl-Anthony Towns, Kristaps Porzingis, and this guy, Miles Turner.
Minnesota making a switch here. Gibson's checked in, and keeping us updated from the sideline. Let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Karl-Anthony Towns was voted by GMs last season as the player they most want to build a franchise around. But he is not resting on his laurels. He said, I work hard on my game. I want to be the strongest player, the most intelligent player, and the most skilled player on the court at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. That work ethic will definitely help Towns get better. He's already a dynamite player. Butler kicks to Teague. Over Collison. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. 9 points for Teague. You talked to us about a stretch 5. Miles Turner already a knockdown shooter from long range.
Well, it's incredible at his size to be that smooth, that quick, and that high with his release. Your eyes are not lying. That's a 7-footer with a gorgeous shooting stroke.
Teague kicks to Butler. Now Gibson. He has 6. From 13. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Collison, no good.
They're fortunate to be in front given how shaky he's been from the floor tonight.
Right side Teague. And he uses the glass on the layup. Teague's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what, impeccable work from Jeff Teague inside, showing great patience down in the lane.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana. And Jeff Teague grew up in Indianapolis, a Pacers fan. He actually expected them to draft him back in 2009.
What a journey, though. He expected to be picked by them, but goes 19th to Atlanta. But after 7 years, finally ends up with his Pacers. Now moving on to Minnesota, playing alongside the great Jimmy Butler and the rest of that young team. Let's see what happens here.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. And Joseph kicks to Jefferson. That one, no good. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. Muhammad, the pass to Teague. 6 on the shot clock. From 6 away. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. 18 points for Butler.
I'll tell you this, the entire night, Jimmy Butler has been dictating the pace offensively.
Jefferson against Jang. Pass to Robinson. Here's the teardrop. The shot that time, not on target. Some solid defense from Butler. He kicks it to Muhammad. Outside Teague. Gibson the screen. Teague a screen on Robinson. Butler. Some solid defense from Robinson.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Sabonis kicks to Joseph. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The Pacers have gone 6 of 11 from the line tonight.
Two.
That free throw, no good. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Patton, he's checked in for Gorgie Dang. Brown comes in for Muhammad. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Butler. And Jones subbed in for Teague. That one misses. Well, with Taj Gibson on the court, you know you're going to get great energy and intensity, and you're going to get it at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, there's no question. The fervor that Gibson plays with on the defensive end, to me, rubs off on his teammates. He never takes a play off. He works endlessly to make life tough for his assignment. This guy is underrated as a defensive force in the NBA.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Stevenson.
Well, just look at the cluster in the middle of the paint. That right there tells you all you need to know about how they have built the lead they have. They are playing with more intensity on the offensive side of the ball, and it's the difference in the game right now. You have to love how they've approached this matchup.
2 shots. That's on the first.
Free throw good. Sabonis. Good on both. Timberwolves trail by 12. Outside, Jones. There's a screen. To the middle. Here's Patton. It's not going to go for him. Jefferson with some nice D. Indiana's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. And Joseph kicks to Sabonis. Looking for Jefferson. He gets it there. And the shot no good. A bit short. And for the Timberwolves, they're shooting right around 42% from the field since the start of the second half. Dishes to Crawford. The pass to Patton. Gibson the screen. The feed to Crawford. And there's a whistle that goes on Corey Joseph. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Stolen by Joseph.
Terrific anticipation by him, and that's why he's out on the court.
Here's Robinson. Jefferson, the second chance points on the tip in. Jefferson's got his third basket of the night.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Patton's shot is off.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
Jefferson, a screen on Brown. Leaf, no good. Timberwolves trail by 14. Brown dishes to Crawford. The Pacers pull it in. Jefferson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. The pull-up, and Robinson that time on the assist from Joseph. 6 points for Robinson.
Well, everything starts with a great pass, right? That's really pretty.
Crawford kicks to Gibson. Over in the corner, Brown. Jones, the pass to Brown. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game. That free throw good from Brown. And Brown drops them both.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Jones against Joseph. Screen by Jefferson. Passes it to Sabonis. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Sabonis has got 10 points.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Right, the effort could have been so much better. You've got to be willing to fight through that screen. There's no question about it.
Pass to Leaf. Jefferson inside. 6 points for him. Tries again, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Jamal Crawford picks one up.
Really solid work from Al Jefferson. He just uses that big-time size to get to the charity stripe.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Well, Al Jefferson just seems to be a ball magnet. He has great understanding on the offensive end, continues to work hard. I love watching this guy play.
Here's Jones. He dishes it to Gibson. It's Brown on the wing. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. He's shooting free throws, number 4 in 5 here. First one falls for him. And so he makes both from the line. Joseph. He doesn't hit that one. And so it's Indiana with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Defensively, make sure we're all getting rebounded. No second shot. In transition, everyone talking. No open threes in transition.
And Tom Thibodeau wanting his team to pay particular attention to certain areas of their defense.
Yeah, taking care of the defensive boards, allowing no easy baskets on the fast break. These are key elements in terms of you having success.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Crawford out there with Jones. Then there's Brown. Then it's Taj Gibson. And it's Patton in at the center position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. From 10 feet out, a second chance effort. And the basket good. A bank shot that time.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
And Joseph kicks to Robinson. Robinson a screen on Brown. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, really good awareness by the scorer. You're seeing an opening in the defense and exploiting it beautifully.
Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Taj Gibson.
Shooting one.
And that one misses. And Nate McMillan with a solid track record as head coach in Seattle and Portland before taking over the Indiana Pacers.
Well, think about it. Before this job, 12 seasons, all coaching in the Northwest. And that goes along with 12 seasons as a player, all with the Sonics. He actually earned the nickname Mr. Sonic for almost 2 decades in Seattle.
Joseph, the pass to Sabonis. Back to Joseph. Pass to Sabonis. Second chance shot. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And the first one drops. Indiana making some changes. Turner's checked in for Jefferson. Bogdanovich comes in for Leaf. Lance Stevenson subbed in for Glenn Robinson III. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Timberwolves trail by 15. Jones kicks to Aldrich. Here's Stevenson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner. That's 7 points for Lance Stevenson.
Yeah, that's the kind of aggressive attitude Stevenson brings to the table. He's not going to sit back and settle for jump shots. If he can attack the basket, he will.
Back to Jones. And another 3 for Minnesota.
A steady screen set on that play, and the defense disappears. Nice communication between teammates to make that play work.
Sabonis, the pass to Turner. Over Aldrich. The shot by Turner, no good. The Timberwolves have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Jones drives in. Crawford against Stevenson. And it's sent back by Turner.
Oh, Kevin, how about the reach of Miles Turner? He covers so much ground to come up with these blocks.
And Joseph kicks to Turner. Second shot opportunity. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first one falls.
Well, the athleticism that Miles Turner brings to the center spot is quite remarkable. This guy, an exceptional player on both sides of the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Jang, he's checked in for Patton. Muhammad comes in for Brown. And it's Teagan for Tyus Jones. Young's checked in for the Pacers. Collison comes in for Joseph. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Timberwolves trail by 16. And Teague has it in the corner. For the 3. Bogdanovich grabs the miss. Bogdanovich has got his 3rd rebound tonight. In the corner, Collison with it. There's the dish to Bogdanovich. Turner with a screen on Muhammad. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Bogdanovich. They get the rebound. Shot's good by Turner.
Well, Kevin, you love the determination, right? Miles Turner effectively getting to the window and getting another opportunity.
Muhammad on the wing. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw missing.
You know, I think the one area where Muhammad seems to get more comfortable each year is the free throw line.
Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. Good on the second free throw. Pacers leading by 17. To the middle. Oh, and the dunk by Young.
Oh, my goodness, a sensational athlete. Go ahead, Thaddeus Young.
T kicks to Butler. He feeds it to Jang. Teague sets a screen for Jang. Count that one.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
You simply can't give him that. You have to fight through the screen and at least get a hand in the face of the shooter.
Steps back and shoots. And that one goes long. The Timberwolves have gone 4 of 8 in this 4th quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Wasted no time on that one. And it's 13 points for Teague.
And that is a shot Teague loves to take whenever he gets a look at the rim.
Young outside. Turner with a screen on Jang. And Young here. Oh!
Yeah.
Goodness.
Well, exceptional speed on the drive, sprinting toward the hoop. Go ahead, Thaddeus Young, do your work.
And the replay presented, of course, by Under Armour. Unleash chaos. Great stuff and some great basketball going on. From 13, Butler, no good. Pacers leading by 17. Stevenson with it, and it's Aldridge picking him up. Stevenson against Muhammad. Collison dishes to Bogdanovich. Shot clock at 6. And Young kicks to Turner. Over Jang. The shot by Turner, no good.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Right, perfect contest in that instance, Greg, making it really hard on the shooter to have any kind of space at all.
Here's Muhammad. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got rebound number 13 with that last one. Rebound by Butler. Butler's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Muhammad. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
We're talking about a powerful player inside for his position. Muhammad takes it strong.
The drive by Collison. Basket good. And the Pacers lead by 17.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Butler kicks to Muhammad. Butler against Stevenson. Back to Muhammad. Ready by Bogdanovich. Pacers leading by 17. And here's Stevenson. There's the pick. Bogdanovich sets the pick for Collison. That doesn't go either for Collison. For Minnesota, they've gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. It's good.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Young outside, back to Collison. From 13, rebound Minnesota.
Boy, the mid-range becomes slightly more difficult when the defense is as active as they are there.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
One shot.
That free throw, good from Zhang.
You'd be hard-pressed to find an area where Zhang's growth has not been seen. No longer a guy you can send to the line.
Bogdanovich, no luck.
And still looking for his first triple of the second half. He had 3 at halftime.
Teague for 3. But he stays with it.
And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
Now, you can play the best defense in the world, but that doesn't mean it's going to impede Jimmy Butler's ability to score it.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Turner. Over Zhang, and the rejection by Zhang. And he gets it back. And Turner stays with it. And the Pacers lead by 12. Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. T kicks to Butler. That one doesn't go. Good work defensively by Turner. Indiana leading by 12. Collison kicks to Stevenson. That one goes. Count it. Stevenson's got 4 this quarter.
You know, he clearly made adjustments at halftime. Smooth offense right now.
Butler passes to Teague. That shot off the mark. So Indiana will take it the other way. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. They'll be off to Oklahoma City for a meeting with the Thunder after this one. That'll be the last game of their very short 3-game road tour. Collison against Teague. And stolen by Butler. Kicks to Teague. Beyond the arc. That doesn't go in either for Teague.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they've played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Well, no hesitation from Bogdanovich in the catch-and-shoot situation. Beautiful.
And the Timberwolves call time here. You got to like what Miles Turner, guys, has done in this game.
He's just really a one-man wrecking crew down low. And with this timeout, they've got to make some adjustments because he's been steady inside.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Miles Turner.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
He got an extra boost from the grief these fans were giving him here tonight. They were riding him hard all night, and he ate it up. Some guys just like being the villain, I guess. Timberwolves trail by 17. They set the pick. Here's Jang. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Well, he continues to be a dangerous scorer for them, but he can't do it all by himself. Someone else has got to help them climb out of this hole.
Here's Young. The rebound by the Timberwolves. Butler's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Feeds to Muhammad. Jang against Young. Here's Muhammad. Hits it from three-point range.
Well, it's night and day when Muhammad's deep threat is working.
Indiana leading by 12. Collison dishes to Bogdanovich. He kicks to Turner. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Turner's got 14 points now in the second half.
Oh, that's a pretty bounce pass. Nice.
Jang a screen. Butler against Stevenson. Butler kicks to Muhammad. Over to the left wing. Teague for three. Bogdanovich grabs the miss. Bogdanovich has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Stevenson with a clean look. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Here's Butler. Here's Muhammad. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, beware how you defend Muhammad now. He has the strength to finish through contact. Well, you think about Tom Thibodeau as the architect of so many great defensive teams. For Minnesota, it took some time on the defensive end, but he feels like this team is starting to turn a corner on that end.
That free throw missing. And for Thibodeau, you simply can't play for him unless you exert maximum effort on defense. Doris, he can be tough but fair in what he demands.
Well, as long as you're willing to work hard every single day on every possession, you can play for Tom Thibodeau. This is a guy who constantly preaches the importance of the little things, and he wants proper defense to become second nature for his team.
The drive by Collison. Dishes it to Turner. 6 to shoot. The offensive rebound. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, that ability of Miles Turner to draw that foul to me is about him carving space on the interior. Really well done.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
Both free throws good from Turner. 51 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Pacers.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket. Didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And as one might have guessed coming into this game, it was indeed another big game tonight for Miles Turner.
Boy, what a security blanket this guy has been on the offensive end. He made sure they didn't suffer any cold spells. And anytime the offense started to get stagnant, they could get him the basketball, and he'd get them in the right position.
So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.